10 things that I thought about. I had either done them or I wish I did them before I turned 30. Why do we see 30 being grown? I think it's because by 30, you ought to be able to have your own identity to an extent. But now that I'm much older, actually, 30 is not so bad. If you haven't found yourself, just keep looking. You don't have to have found yourself. By 40, we'll get there. By 50, why not? Human beings are called beings for a reason. It's because we are constantly supposed to keep evolving. So here are some great things or great ideas to do by 30 for some self-actualization and self-awareness. 1, get a driving license. Do I need to add to that? Even if you don't have a car, go and learn to drive, have the license, hold on to it. Eventually, when you do buy a car, you'd be able to take yourself about. It's a lifelong skill. It's great to have. The second is to start saving. It might seem too early to make retirement plans, but there's no harm in saving early. Even if it's £50 a month, it doesn't matter. Just save as much as you can, and every single penny counts. You don't know what the future has in store for you or what's round the corner, so it's always good to be on the safer side and to have enough money in your account so that if one fine day there's a problem or an unexpected issue arises, you have enough funds at least, or some funds to support yourself. But what that also gives is some form of mental, emotional stability, knowing that you've got yourself. You don't have to be running around like a headless chicken when something happens. If you've ever heard the saying, save for rainy days, well, it can rain at any time, and you don't have to lose your job for it to become an emergency. So try and learn to start saving. The next step is to create and implement good habits. Yes, try and create a vision for life and set goals that are aligned with that vision. Then take actions that lead to achieving your goals. As 90% of our daily activities consist of our habits, so learning how to cultivate successful ones in our 20s, in our 30s, in our 40s, and beyond is very, very important. Learn to love what you do. So by doing what we love and loving what we do, the two are quite different. It's a choice. It's a learnable skill. Nowadays, there's a lot of hoo-ha about finding your passion, there are lots of talks about doing only what you love. Why can't we learn to love what we do as well? If we just put a little more effort into what we're doing, over time, it will pay off. Let's acknowledge our strengths and strive to improve a little every day. We're not meant to fall into a job and be perfect at it. That's the reason why they are jobs. You're supposed to learn as you go along. You won't love every job you take, but you will learn from every single job you take on. The next thing is to read a lot of books. Literally, I mean a lot, as much as you possibly can. Reading is like picking the brain of your author. You're gaining a new insight or idea that probably took the writer 20, 30, who knows how many years to figure out. In that time, you take to read in minutes, in hours, in days or weeks. You read as much as you can in your 20s, in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and implement the lessons into your own life. There's absolutely no point in reading and forgetting what it is. Even if you just make summary, a note about what you've learned, what you take away from that book, it helps. If you don't, the knowledge and the time that you spent reading that book just goes to waste. Master a skill. Don't just learn it, master it. Your 20s, our 30s, our 40s, and beyond, there's always time where we can't settle for anything. Stick to something. Don't dabble. Up for mastery. When you can hone your craft, you become unstoppable. Acknowledge your position wherever it is you're starting. Get clear about what is truly important to you. Know your vision and your mission while you're doing it. Figure out your strengths and weaknesses and know your role in society. Know your role in family. Know your role within your career. Know your role within your relationship, and just try to come out as a better version of yourself all the time. If you can, start a business. Pick up a side hustle. It doesn't have to be a big one, but pick up some commerce skills. Try and learn how to negotiate, learn how to sell. I can't sell if I don't believe in the product. That's the only thing, and I'm happy with that. So I'm not going to try you and sell you a house if I don't think, oh, can I live in this house? Because my genuinity and my authenticity will come out from it. People tend to, people are attracted to me from within because of my authenticity. So if I don't believe in something, I can't really sell it to you. Watch me sell something I believe in, and you will buy it at whatever price I label it. So my sales skill, that is the limit of it. But it doesn't mean I can't sell the country if I believe in it. So everybody has their way of being salesy. It's just you need to be able to learn that skill and find your own style of being salesy. So learn how to serve a group of people, how to create a product, how to manage the finance, using skills that you already have naturally or that you have learned. It can be anything. You can invent something today. You can sell your expertise, your skills as a service. You can even be a connector of a solution to people who have the problem. So you may not necessarily have that skill at that point in time, but you have the ability to connect people, bring people together in order to serve a purpose, in order to solve a problem. The idea is that you fail fast, you fail often, fail forward. I got that from Patricia Bright, by the way. Failures teach you more than successes will do. Regardless of the reason you failed, you will definitely learn something from it. So pick up lessons from failures. They're there to teach us something. We're not supposed to be perfect all the time. Network. Learn to build genuine connections with people. Go out and meet people in real life. The internet makes connection easier, but it can never replace face-to-face connection. Do you know how to do small talks? If you just met someone today, are you just supposed to be cold towards them because you never even got to know the person sitting next to you? Share what you have in thoughts and acts of service, and continue to contribute wherever you can to people around you. Learn to actively listen. Listening is a skill. It's a very necessary skill, and genuinely learn from people around you too. Build a tribe, not business transaction. Allow yourself to fall in love and be loved. It might hurt, yes. It might leave you heartbroken. Relationships aren't about receiving, but giving and contributing your time and effort to somebody else. All you just need is to be able to note the red flags, note what are your own deal breakers. Besides, relationship is a mirror for you to reflect and to grow. You get what you put in. That's just the way it works. The last point I want to raise is to live alone. Now, I'm on the fence on this one because of tradition and how cultures go. But even if it is for a year, even if it is while you're at university, learn to live by yourself. Learn how to take care of your own basic needs. While living alone can be boring, yes, ask those who are in it. In fact, it is very, very challenging. There are lots of downtimes in it. But those downtimes are supposed to build your resilience. You will be a better version of yourself. You will come out stronger. Living alone also allows you to have real private time, private space for a good amount of self-talk. Grab a mirror and speak to yourself. Well, I hope this is useful.